Welcome back. Y'all ready? Chapter 27, Before. I never told anyone what really happened the night I found my mother dead in our house. Of course, some of it was known. Once Carl was dead, I dialed 999, stuttering over whether I needed the police or an ambulance. I found them like that, I told the policeman as they surveyed the two dead people in my mother's bedroom. Most of it was true. I hadn't moved my mother, and Carl remained where he had died. The only anomaly was the needle, now resting in his cold, stiff fingers instead of where it had been, in mine. "What time did you arrive?" they asked me. "Just before I called you," I replied. I thought of the neighbors, but didn't worry that they had seen me. Nobody saw me. Nobody ever had. I watched them take my mother and Carl out. They loaded them into a private ambulance. I felt an absurd need to wave. At the last moment, I saw Kevin smoking in his front garden. He locked eyes with me just for a moment. I nodded to him. He tilted his cigarette in return. "Sorry," he mouthed. I nodded again, slipped inside, and closed the door behind me. Later, after the funeral, I returned to Edinburgh. He was there, the boy I had been dating. We spent the night in his room in an apartment off campus. He didn't ask where I had been. I felt no need to tell him. Later, when things were serious, I would say my mother had died and I never known my father. Later, I would tell many people this fact. It covered my history nicely, and it was rare that anybody probed further. That night, that first night back, we ate pizza like we had a dozen times before and watched a film. He had his hand on my knee, and it was comfortable and lovely, and for a time I forgot about what had happened at home and thought about my life from now on. When the pizza was finished, I went to the bathroom and purged it quietly. When I emerged, he was there in the hallway looking at me. "Don't do that, Paula," he said, and his lips curled as he spoke. His words clipped and tinted with disgust. "It's such a cliche. I don't want to see or hear that." He looked me up and down, his eyes probing, reflecting, judging. "There's nothing wrong with you that can't be fixed in the gym. I'll take you along with me one day." I tried for a smile. I looked for the words that would convey how grateful I was that somebody cared about me and what I did to myself. Back then, it never occurred to me. Excuse me. Oh, why is my voice leaving me? Back then, it never occurred to me that he should have told me I was beautiful the way I was. I nodded at him, and just like that, my purging days were over. "Okay," I said, and as an afterthought, I added, "Thank you, Tommy." So Tommy was nice to her at one point. Chapter 28. She was still there at the same table looking out the same floor-to-ceiling window at the same black night. The Ruby Spirit had set sail an hour ago. Paula had sat stiffly in the chair, the half-finished plate in front of her. She anticipated shouts. Maybe the ship would come to an abrupt stop when someone spotted the small, pale, blonde form floating in the harbor. But there had been nothing. She began to relax, feeling her ramrod straight spine loosen. There would be something. When the boat docked and the cabins came to be cleaned, they would find Anna's with all her possessions inside. She patted her pocket where her iPhone sat. She had swept the suite, taken the phone once she had charged it. In the bathroom, she had looked for a long time at the box of condoms in the small cabinet over the sink. The same brand that she had found in Tommy's wash bag, planted there, she saw now by Anna. The threat was gone now, laid to rest, never to return. Of course, there would be others, silly little girls with designs on Tommy. There always had been. That wouldn't change. But there would never be another threat quite like Anna. Of that, Paula was sure. Okay. Here he was now, her husband, hesitant, by the lift doors, observing her from across the room. She lifted her chin and met his gaze straight on. Tommy looked away first. Paula smothered a smile. How liberating it was to release this power, leashed and controlled and hidden for so long. Paula remained seated. Eventually, Tommy made his way over, weaving his way through the tables. "You all right?" he asked as he reached her. She watched him, standing awkwardly in front of her. All their history there in the small gap between them. She liked knowing someone so well. She liked that she still had the ability to surprise him. She liked that she had spoken up against him. "Do you want to go for a walk around the deck?" he asked. He shuffled his feet. "It seems a bit milder." She felt a smile rise inside, but she didn't allow it to show on her face. Knowledge nestled in her gut that if he were ever lost to her, she would be just fine. Oh my goodness. He reached out a gloved hand, a nice gesture so simple, yet it had been missing for quite some time. She took his hand, let him haul her up. He stayed close as they walked to the elevators. Inside, she leaned forward and pressed a button for the top deck. She felt movement at her back, a sudden warmth as Tommy removed his scarf and placed it around her neck. "Okay, calm down, girl. He ain't trying to kill her." "It's a bit milder, but still cold out there," he murmured. She didn't thank him. Instead, she nodded, touched the woolen scarf, and raised her chin. Her thoughts were elsewhere now, on what came next, or where to go now. On herself, for maybe the first time since she escaped her childhood. On her own future. That's the end of chapter 28. Ooh, I almost thought he was about to strangle her for a minute. Okay, let me see something. It's a letter from the author. Okay, acknowledgments. Nope. Okay. So the author says, "Thank you so much for reading The Life She Wants. I hope you enjoy reading it as much as I enjoyed writing it. If you'd like to keep up to date with any of my new releases, please follow the link below to sign up for my newsletter. Your email will never be shared, and I only contact you when I have news about a new release." Okay, that's about it. That's all she said. Okay, I thought she was going to say something else. But y'all, it is done. And it ended like I thought it would kind of end. I kind of thought that maybe some karma might come back, or maybe the way the last chapters were written, that perhaps Anna didn't die and she was going to come back. But it ended nice and calm, especially after the way it had me all emotional in the last 4 chapters. But I must say, I really, really enjoyed this book. I really enjoyed this book. This was a random pick in Ollie's. I just picked it up because of the title, and it turned out to be a really good book. All right, so I think it's time for my rating. We're going to go start with characters. And all of this is going to be out of a 5 stars, okay? So character and character introduction, character building, and overall the characters, how many characters it was. And I'm going to give that a 5. I'm giving that a 5 because it wasn't a lot of characters to keep up with. It was just Tommy, Julie, Paula, Anna, and find out who Rebecca was. Mark. No, he wasn't. Yeah, Mark came in a little bit, but it wasn't a lot. And that's it. I like how they didn't just keep on bringing other characters in. And I really like how they built how this author built up these characters to say, oh, Tommy. I mean, she wrote Tommy to the T. She wrote Tommy and Paula to the T, to the point where you just wanted to jump in the book and strangle both of them, because as a woman, you don't want this man to be treating his wife this way. And then again, as a woman, you don't like to see her so passive, taking his crap and taking other people's crap. So there were points in the books where I'm like, girl, and I'm like, couldn't be me, because I guess it just couldn't be me. So character building is actually a 5. Next up is going to be the writing style. From beginning to end, the writing was on point. There was not too many hard words that I couldn't spell. I mean, besides the lakes and stuff in Iceland, of course I couldn't pronounce those, and I didn't do definitions or anything like that because they have some words for you. But it wasn't too many other words that, were too hard and difficult, and the story just, it flowed. It kept my curiosity. It had me going back and forth. I loved the dialect. I was all types of emotions during this story. So the storyline gets a 5. Okay, I'm going to add suspense in here because the way the before stories, we didn't know if it was Paula's or Anna's. So that suspense was so heightened through it all. And then when you found out what it was like you can finally relax and breathe. Like, oh, that's what it is. So the suspense of that's a 5. And what else? Plot twist. Would I say? I wouldn't say it was a plot twist, but I like the fact that Paula finally unleashed. I'm trying not to say the wrong thing because she tore Anna out the box. She tore Anna out the box. But she finally stood her ground with Anna. And she finally stood her ground with Tommy. She got him side-eyeing her. He know what she's capable of. But so I don't know if it's a plot twist, but I like it. And so overall, I mean, that was a 5, so I'm giving that a 5. Overall, this book is 5 stars out of 5 stars. And I really love the interaction with you all that listened to me read this book. I really love it because it also gave me the keep going. And I just love to see y'all comments and how y'all were engaging and everything like that, and how y'all felt. Some of y'all felt the same way and opposite, and I love it to see the different perspectives. So I will be going live today on my other channel, The Lounge with Annette, because on this channel I don't have enough subscribers yet to go live. So we will be discussing this book for an hour. That's all I'm allotting, is for an hour, because I want to, y'all know my perspective. I want to know your perspective. So I might ask, you to come on or not come on. But if you do, you do. If you don't, you don't. But I say, for people who want to read it on their own, this is a really good book. Like, if you didn't listen to me read it, pick it up and read it. Again, I got it from Ollie's. Okay, I'm going to save the rest for the live. All right, that's the end of The Life She Wants. And I know, right? It's only the 17th of March. That tells you how good this book was, because normally I try to stretch it out for 30 days or the number of days of the month, but it's the 17th. I'm going to go through my books and see if I have another book that I could read from today to the end of the month, so y'all can have something else, because I'm not reading in April. I'm going to be reading in May. Wait a minute. Yeah, because it's March. I'm skipping April, then May. So I'm going to do that for you. I'm going to see if I got another book. So Until then, I shall see you if you happen to come to my live. Bye for now.